Is Ryan the hardest puzzle, the hardest opponent you have prepared for, you feel?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But yeah, but still, he's a dangerous opponent. With every fighter, the game plan is different. What I had to look out for, is different, every training camp. And it's only because I'm saying, that Ryan isn't, as difficult as these other fighters doesn't mean he's not as dangerous.
Hey, Barrios and Garcia, who wins, Shakur?
Ryan.
Ryan wins by knockout?
Nah.
Okay, on point.
Decision.
You don't ask about the eye. He kept saying the eye thing.
Listen.
I think Ryan has a chance in the first 4 or 5 rounds. After that, I think it could be all Barrios. I think Barrios is too big. He's a heavy guy, big guy. So I think after 5 rounds, it could be all Barrios.
I'll give the edge to Garcia.
Why is that?
I think that he's sharp. He's sharp. He is sharp at at his boxing. He's sharp at his boxing. He knows he knows his distance. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I kind of lean on a little bit more on him than I would Barrios.
Do you think he wins that fight with Mario Barrios next month?
I kind of do. I kind of feel like Ryan can clip him and put him down. But then again, I feel like if it go the distance, then Barrios probably can win like a tough decision just because he just probably more all-around better boxer type shit.
Opinion remains split across boxing circles regarding Mario Barrios putting his WBC welterweight belt on the line this Saturday in Las Vegas against Ryan Garcia. Countless supporters eagerly await the match, yet purists express serious disapproval.
Ryan Garcia is lucky to get a world title shot.
No, that is definitely cap. People love to complain about me, but there's been many instances where people come off a loss to get a title shot. Nobody was complaining when Rolly's got a shot at the title after a loss with me. It's kind of funny, but at the end of the day, I'm going to prove why I deserve this title shot.
Ex-title holder Chris Algieri sparked debate recently by labeling this widely advertised bout a disgrace to boxing. Detractors claim the sport rewards Garcia's massive social media following of 13 million and volatile behavior rather than legitimate competitive achievements. Following a clear points defeat to Rolando Romero last May plus completing a 12-month ban for prohibited performance enhancers, Garcia somehow earned a championship opportunity at 147 pounds. This situation demonstrates how contemporary boxing frequently prioritizes celebrity status and spectacle above official standings. Organizers are gambling on his star power and chaotic nature.
Well, I mean, everything the champ said is absolutely right. In terms of this fight and it being made, it's already a black eye on boxing. You got a guy who's coming off a loss. You got a guy who hasn't won a fight at 147. Not to mention, we didn't mention this yet, he's got a drug scandal in the middle of that. So it's not even that he's just hasn't been winning and has proved himself at this level. He's literally cheated to get here and been caught and was suspended for it. But this is boxing, like the champ said, and it's unfortunate that we reward people who fail up. And just because they're popular, just because they put butts in seats, and Ryan does do that. And listen, I know, champ, you think that Ryan is going to knock Barrios out? He might, but he also might fumble the bag again, and he might pull a Rollies and go out there and throw 7 punches around and end up losing to a guy like Barrios.
If he throws Chris, Champ, if he throws 7 punches around, this will be the most boring title fight in fight history because Mario Barrios throws 4 punches around when it's convenient for him too, as he did against Pacquiao.
So Champ, this brings my next point. You cut me off, Barbie. You said, do we bet draw on this fight? Because Barrios has
Barrios back-to-back draws?
Back-to-back triple draws. It'll be he had a draw against Pacquiao, and then he had a draw against Ramos, and now if he fights Ryan and they go out there and they combine total 50 punches in a 12-rounder, we could get a third draw.
Garcia's toughest obstacle might not simply be Barrios himself, but rather who stands in his corner. Surprisingly, Mario Barrios now receives guidance from legendary trainer Joe Goossen. Goossen previously worked Garcia's corner during 3 significant matches and understands his capabilities, patterns, and vulnerabilities thoroughly. During the initial media event, tensions erupted dramatically. Garcia openly attacked his previous trainer, displaying a garment and branding Goossen a traitor for assisting.
Again, thank you for the time we had together, guys, and I know it's going to be a great fight. I know you're working hard.
How could you, Joe? That's messed up.
Pardon?
I said, how could you? That's messed up.
What's messed up?
You know what I said? I mean, just can't believe you're doing this to me. That's insane.
What?
You hurt my heart.
Well, I'm still not sure.
You broke my heart. It's over. It's over. We're done.
Again?
We're done. Yeah, I'm breaking up with you again.
Now, how did I do that?
You just broke my heart. Just move on.
All right. Well, I thought I was being.
No, you were being sweet.
I thought I was being courteous and generous, and that's what I'm trying to be here. And I hope you don't take offense to it.
It's cool.
Because I don't ever want to offend fighters. I love what I do.
I'm offended. Too late. I'm offended.
You what?
I'm offended already. I'm hurt.
All right, good.
I'm offended, hurt, all that.
All right. Okay. Well,
one thing I do want to mention, they got 3 guys that used to train me, not just Joe. This man called the Avengers. I call them the traitors. They got Wally, you got Justin Fortune, even though he was one time. We're not too, mad at him. But we do got some gifts for them. Everybody's probably wondering why I'm wearing the backpack.
You got a gift for me?
I do.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, here we go. Do I have to? What?
Oh, this one's for Wally, but we'll save that. We'll save Joe's first.
Oh boy. Trainer, right?
Oh no, yeah.
Right.
You are right. Good for the program.
I hope.
The traitor, Joe Goosen. There you go. There you go for you. Wally somewhere. I don't even know where you're at.
Respected trainer Robert Garcia offered recent observations about the matter, noting Ryan frequently switches between top-tier coaches including Eddie Reynoso, Goosen, and Derek James because he resists following instructions. Conversely, Goosen remains composed and calculating. He dismissed concerns about insider advantages, stating anyone can identify Garcia's problems just by reviewing his...
I got to tell you, I think we got an early start on this camp with Mario. It was really good. We started in December 1st and integrated him into my system, and he took to it very well. We're doing a lot of work. I mean, we're probably doing triple the rounds that you're normally used to, right, Mario? Yeah. So we're putting in a lot of rounds, and thankfully we got great sparring. And I just know both of these guys, and I said it to Eric Gomez earlier, both of these guys are going to be in great shape. You're going to get a classic fight here. I predict that. Ryan's going to bring 100%, as Henry said, and we're looking to bring 120%. And that's my goal, and that's Mario's goal. And it's going to be a classic fight. This is a pay-per-view fight, and a lot of people should tune into it because it's not going to be boring at all. And both guys are going to dish out a lot of punishment, and punishment will be taken in too. But these guys are going to be ready to come out of the chute hard at each other. Nobody's going to be messing around, dancing around the ring, I can tell you that. That's what my prediction is. That being said, we're preparing for that type of fight. And, I mean, I can't wait to see it. And I can't wait to come out on top. That's our goal. Why else would we be here but to win?
Regarding Ryan Garcia himself, he appears physically prepared and mentally locked in approaching this contest. Fresh footage from sparring sessions displays remarkable hand velocity, offering supporters a preview of his planned approach for fight. Yet quickness by itself might prove insufficient. Jumping to the complete 147-pound division limit presents genuine danger, and numerous experts doubt whether his punching force translates upward through weight classes. Ex-Unified Titleist Keith Thurman, who beat Barrios during 2022, has shared candid thoughts regarding this matchup. He questions if Garcia's rapid fists and signature left hook possess enough sting to damage a naturally
bigger punch than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when Ryan touches you.
No, when he touches lightweights, see, he hasn't dropped real welterweights.
Okay, yep.
Is there even a real welterweight?
That he's fought.
in the welterweight division, I think Conor Benn's the only real welterweight left at 147. So this new welterweight game is lightweights moving up. Okay? There's no OG 147. And with that, I can't give Ryan the credit you're trying to give him.
Okay.
Yeah, with that.
How likely is it, though, with those names that you're like, 47 looks pretty good?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I could eat him up like Tic Tacs, baby. I mean, I already beat Mario Barrios, schooled him. He's champion and remaining champion. He got back-to-back draws. That's a history in the making. Not an entertaining one, but it's history in the making. Drawing, so let's see if Ryan can, beat him. And then, like I said, they're all lightweights moving up. So then if they were to ever try to see us at 54, then they're playing with fire once again, stepping into somebody else's territory once again, But, it's boxing, man, and we want to make great fights, and sometimes it takes great names to sell big fights. And so we are, like I said, I already slapped Mario Barrios up, outclassed him, so it would take Ryan to get a win. And what I'm not happy with right now, because people were asking me about the Timo fight, I said, look, we're not going to question Shakur. Shakur is going to show up as Shakur. He has that consistency, He's not
going to deviate from what he is.
He's not exactly. Yeah. He's not going to deviate from what he is, right? Which, Devin Haney, a lot of times is very similar in that boat, right?
History shows us this scenario repeatedly. A smaller competitor advances, connects cleanly, yet the heavier champion shows minimal reaction. Should Garcia's attack sequences fail to establish dominance early, he risks facing relentless forward movement from a bigger fighter experienced in leveraging physical advantages. Success hinges entirely on whether his stopping ability remains legitimate.
So I'm gonna rock with Barrios.
Do you feel like Ryan has that I don't want to say when there's somebody that has power, they kind of just scared to go in there. It kind of showed that. But people were saying that Rolly fought, that was a different Rolly in there when he fought Rolly.
I think Rolly and Ryan's fight, they had so much history in sparring sessions. Some shit was playing in the back of his head. You know what I mean? That's why I tell these young fighters, stop being such a hurry to go spar this guy that just bait you into his gym for sparring to get him ready for his championship fight. Because you might fight him one day, and then the shit that happened in sparring session is gonna be in the back of your head. You wanna go spar him because he's a star now, but in 10 more fights down the line, you be fighting him. The only thing he's thinking about is that sparring session you had. They say iron sharpens iron. Sometimes iron up too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mental edge.
Exactly.
Urgency exists immediately from round one. Certain analysts suggest the contest might rapidly swing against either participant. Kenny Ellis, part of Gervonta Davis's preparation team for his 2023 victory over Garcia, delivered an unambiguous forecast. He claims Garcia possesses merely 3 or 4 rounds to produce a stoppage. Should the battle extend into later stages, Barrios will likely...
What do you think about that matchup? Who do you think gets the upper hand in that match?
I think Barrios. I think Ryan should win it be in the first 3 or 4 rounds by knockout, but if they can start going to 4, 5, and 6, the deeper you get into the fight, the more I'm gonna lean towards Barrios.
Barrios, tough kid.
Pro, he got a bet. He more sound too, I think.
Yeah, more sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
More sound, but is he durable enough to take Ryan's punch?
That's what I said. After the 3rd or 4th round, yeah, he'd be out. But the first, I think Ryan give anybody hell the first 2 or 3 rounds. He gonna dump. He gonna try something. He gonna try before he just give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good fight.
Good
fight.
So
you're leaning. So that, in that case, it could be a 50-50 fight in your eyes.
Yeah. Because Barrios, he got power too to stop you. And I think Barrios been in there with better competition, other than both of them shared tank, but Barrios fought Ugas. You know what I mean? He fought some pretty good people.
Yeah, he showed he belonged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that Keith Thurman fight, he was competitive.
He fought welterweights his whole career. Barrios did.
Right.
Previous title holder Sean Porter shares this view. He thinks the outcome hinges on what Ryan Garcia shows up. Should Garcia compete wildly and abandon structure, it might become an extended and brutal evening. However, if he maintains concentration and executes intelligent tactics, his velocity could conclude matters abruptly. This pairing resembles a wager between instant finish or gradual.
It's a lot of intangibles here with this one.
How you see that fight playing out? I mean, because you know Ryan, he can't punch. Barrios is no punk. He only lost once, to my knowledge, when Tank knocked him out.
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm just saying.
Barrios is not coming with the style that Ryan or that Rolly came. Rolly came moving, very shifty, and I think that really just threw Ryan off. Mario is going to be in front of him. He's going to use his jab. He's going to work behind his jab. He's going to be trying to initiate conversation. To me, that's what leads to like a pretty good boxing match. If Ryan is punching back, if Ryan is, the timing that Ryan has specifically with that left hook, amazing.
Tim Bradley, who competed against icons like Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez, provided among the most severe cautions. Bradley claims Garcia carries a significant mechanical deficiency that Barrios can capitalize on. In his assessment, this battle concerns neither velocity nor force, but rather an era Garcia.
And, most of the times he'll flick the jab out there or shoot the jab out there, and then he looks to get out of range quickly. That's usually his MO. It's almost like when he's hitting that that bag that comes back, that bag that made him famous. Where he flicks the jab and he steps back and he flicks back and bam, he hit the bag and steps back. That's his style. That's exactly how he fights. When I look at Ryan Garcia, that's what I envision him hitting with the way he fights. Standing straight up on that bag. Letting combinations go, flicking the jabs out there, and moving out of range. That's it. Not a whole lot of special effects other than that left hook. I think it's dangerous. It's going to be interesting because it looks like both these guys like to come forward. Barrios, you got to be careful coming forward, man, and getting aggressive because that's when Ryan Garcia is dangerous. When Ryan Garcia is coming forward, he can be dangerous, but he makes mistakes, and Barrios is a good counterpuncher to make him pay for those mistakes. He has good eyes. I'm pretty sure he can make him pay for a lot of mistakes that he makes, when he's floating in. But if Barrios decides to get aggressive, that's when things can get real dangerous for him, man. Because, Ryan Garcia knows how to step back and throw that check hook. He knows how to lead with it as well. He knows how to pull with it as well. And Barrios, sometimes he has a tendency of just squatting, bending his knees right in front and kind of leaning forward a little bit. I can see, Ryan Garcia trying to time that movement, off the jab, flicking the jab out there and then timing him as he drops down and changes levels with a 45, which is a half hook, half uppercut.
Bradley pointed out Garcia's tendency of elevating his chin while retreating following a jab. Against inferior opposition, his quickness saves him. Yet against a methodical boxer like Barrios, that exposed chin offers an inviting opening for a crisp right cross. Bradley thinks if Garcia continues these careless habits, Barrios will ruthlessly punish them.
You got a guy like Garcia, his last performance wasn't that great. I expect him to have a better performance this time around. He gonna need to have a better performance because if he brings that type of performance into the ring with Barrios is gonna eat him up. It's gonna be easy work. He gonna eat him up, man. But see, this is the thing, man. I noticed one thing about Garcia. Garcia don't like power. Now, does Barrios has enough pop on his shots to keep Garcia honest? That's what I worry about, right? And if Garcia land that left hook, can Barrios take it? Because that seemed to be an issue for Barrios. Upstairs and downstairs, the left hook. So, interesting fight. It ain't no foregone conclusion, like I said, that Garcia just gonna walk through a guy like Barrios. Barrios got a lot of experience. He wants to hold on to that strap. He got a lot of confidence in the ability coming off that draw with Manny Pacquiao. He's felt that type of pressure from a legend. So look, I think, hey, look, right now, I favor Barrios in this fight right now. I favor Barrios. I know a lot of people favoring Garcia, but shoot, I favor Barrios. He got a good jab, good fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? He got a good boxing IQ, you know, and I think he's the more complete fighter.
The controversy surrounding this contest has drawn criticism from competitors. Rolando Romero, who won against Garcia last May, has publicly condemned the promotion, declaring boxing moves toward the wrong path and suggesting the circumstances make him reconsider his involvement in the sport.
Is Mario Barrios beating Ryan Garcia next month? Whoever God wants to win. Whoever God wants to win. Who does Rolly want to win? It has nothing to do with me. You're champion. They're fighting at your weight class. That's a WBC belt. It got something to do with you. You wanted a chance. So you don't care. You don't care. They both. Can any of them even compete with Rolly? Can they fight you for your WBA and take it from you? Rolly Romero.
I really have no concern in the world for the fight.
WBO title holder Devin Haney has similarly rejected suggestions that impressive showing would guarantee automatic rematch negotiations. British challenger Conor Benn boldly informed media he would wager unlimited money that Garcia loses. He forecasts the match ends via stoppage prior to the closing bell, revealing how fierce competition has grown throughout this weight class.
Mario Barrios is defending his belt against Ryan Garcia. I assume you'll be ringside?
I will be ringside, yes.
And what's your take on the fight?
I think Ryan Garcia is great for boxing. I think he's a liability. I think he's a loose cannon. I think he's unpredictable. Could say unprofessional. But ultimately, he's sheer entertainment. Gifted. He's got great hand speed. He's athletic. He's young. You know, so he's good for the sport of boxing, and I would tune in to watch a Ryan Garcia fight. But when you have them qualities mixed with someone who's, you know, has true Mexican blood, you know, fights with heart, fights with pride, and fights for his country, and fights for something more than clicks and views, you know, it's hard to pick who's gonna win. You know, really, you think Ryan should win, and Ryan should win, really. He should. Will he?
Despite holding WBC championship status, Barrios encounters substantial criticism. Certain observers consider him the most vulnerable belt holder within the competitive welterweight landscape. Doubters reference his latest outings, including a majority stalemate versus 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao this past July plus another split stalemate preceding that. Analyst Paulie Malignaggi has condemned Barrios for minimal offensive activity and overly defensive approach. He humorously suggested that should both competitors remain passive once more.
Barrios, I think Barrios is horrible as a champion. Maybe the worst champion I've ever seen in my life, in my lifetime anyway. I don't know if anybody's got any other worse guys than that, but don't mention me because there's no shot he would have won a round against me in my era, let alone the fight. But the thing I'm saying is I just wish that some rules would be enforced, just so there's a standard to be upheld that actually, you know, boxing, we can say, okay, there's a standard in boxing. There's never a standard in boxing, and that's sort of the disappointment.
Yeah, when you look at it, Chris, this idea that selective matchmaking here, that you want an opportunity at 147 pounds, 147 is not the prince of titles like it once was. But this idea that Barrios, to Paulie's point, might be the most vulnerable person in the mix. This idea that obviously he's targeting his shot at 147. What do you think of it?
Well, I mean, everything the champ said is absolutely right. In terms of this fight and it being made, it's already a black eye on boxing. You got a guy who's coming off a loss. You got a guy who hasn't won a fight at 147. Not to mention, we didn't mention this yet, he's got a drug scandal in the middle of that. So it's not even that he's just hasn't been winning and has proved himself at this level. He's literally cheated to get here and been caught and was suspended for it. But this is boxing, like the champ said, and it's unfortunate that we reward people who fail up, and just because they're popular, just because they put butts in seats. And Ryan does do that. And listen, I know, champ, you think that Ryan is going to knock Barrios out? He might, but he also might fumble the bag again, and he might pull a Rollies and go out there and throw 7 punches around and end up losing to a guy like Barrios.
Maybe throw 7. Chris, champ, if he throws 7 punches around, this will be the most boring title fight in fight history, because Mario Barrios throws 4 punches around when it's convenient for him too, as he did against Pacquiao.
So champ, this brings my next point. You cut me off, Barbie. Do we bet draw on this fight? Because Barrios has
Barrios back-to-back draws.
Back-to-back triple draws. It'll be he had a draw against Pacquiao, and then he had a draw against Ramos, and now if he fights Ryan and they go out there and they combine total 50 punches in a 12-rounder, we could get a third draw. In a row.
Barrios declares he stands prepared to compete with complete effort to preserve his championship, though many consider his grasp on the crown unstable.
I can't dwell on that too much. You know, I know where I'm at. You know, I know the fight is set. I know I'm focused. I know I'm having a strong camp, and and I'm just here, to do my job. And whatever he does, that's on him. Because we still have a fight, in a month.
He didn't look good in his welterweight debut against Rolando Romero, a fight a lot of people picked him to win, perhaps even by stoppage. He got dropped, looked lethargic. Do you think he's deserving of this title shot for you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much that he's deserving, but he's definitely, one of the biggest names, to make the fight with right now. But that being said, I don't think has been in there with the true welterweight yet, but he's gonna be on the 21st.
Tell us, what is he gonna expect? What kind of a new and improved Mario Barrios is gonna be crashing through that door?
Yeah, like I've been saying, he just wish him a good camp. Hope he's good mentally wherever he's at, because I think come fight night, if he thinks it's going to be easy, he's going to be very surprised by what's across from him.
Given everything on the line, no justifications remain available. Oscar de la Hoya firmly supports Garcia, insisting that a committed and structured Ryan poses threats to everybody. Simultaneously, Barrios counters with aggressive statements, forecasting a knockout while asserting Garcia has endured excessive damage throughout recent years.
Oh, he knows that I whoop ass. That's what he does know. So when I'm on point, he knows Mario's gonna lose. I can see in his face. I called him many times before the fight. When this fight got announced, he knows. He knows.
Beneath the confident declarations exists a pivotal moment for Garcia. Following 12 months packed with scandal, scrapped appearances, and concerns about his conduct away from competition, this encounter might determine his trajectory. Victory would silence doubters, crown him world titleist, and create pathways toward massive unification showdowns. Defeat might harm his professional standing and transform him into social media content rather than championship material. Everything reduces to one inquiry: will this become an inspiring redemption narrative, or the downfall of a previously celebrated prospect? Drop your